Hey guys, it is officially the 98th episode of the Red Room. And if you've been around the Red Room at all, you've seen Dena pop in and been around. If you showed up to any of the Phoenix Ria events or any of the events over the Phoenix Ria lifetime, Dena Jones has been around. Definitely. She is my contact at Fidelity Title. I think we've been working together probably pulling up on 10 years ish. I don't know the exact time. But this episode of the Red Room is about, if you're going to be in this business, you need a title company. And obviously, you just have the actual title work, which is helpful. And that's helpful because, you don't have to send your operating agreement every single time. Because if you use the same title company, they have your operating agreement. I use Jennifer Eves, and Jennifer knows that I'm in and out of town. So, like, when is the appropriate time to get me to get signed? And, she helps me with that piece. So that piece of the back end is obviously super helpful. And my office staff, if Jen quit, I would probably have mutiny on my hands. I'd have to do some stuff. I'd probably have to get in there and, calm the waves for a little bit. But
Angel would not be happy.
But there is a completely different part of title, and that's what kind of this episode is about, on leveraging the salespeople in the title company. And Luke will jump on. He's driving, as you can see. He's driving. He's going to be in the office in like 3 minutes, and so we'll get his commentary on that. But just a quick recap of the market. We have 26,200 actives as of this morning. Remember, 1,600 of those are the Northern Arizona piece. So we're sitting still right around 24,500 actives. We're hitting marks of that same amount. We haven't been this high since 2017. So that's 7 years. Interest rates have been kind of like they're a pogo stick right now, right? We had the tariff wars kick them all the way down. Jack jumped in and locked in at a 5.9. Jack's my son. Holly is looking, my daughter, she's looking at a house. Obviously, they've ticked back up. She's looking at like a 6.625. So obviously, the uncertainty in the interest rates cause some uncertainty in the house buying. If they were to jump down below 6, I think we would have some house buying left. Now, we have interest rates, but we also have the good old seasonality. So because of the interest rate pogo stick, we haven't had a stellar spring. And I think when Luke gets back into his office, he's going to tell you that I think I heard this last week that this is his worst spring in a few years, and I'll let him tell you what that looks like when he jumps back on. But, now we get that seasonality staring at us, and seasonality is August, September, October, which are never. So, that's just around the corner. So 2025 has not been slower.
I lost you for a
We
second,
there? I
Chris.
think we just had a pause.
I lost you
there,
as well,
Dena?
Chris.
Yeah, I'm here. I just lost your audio for a second.
Oh. Okay. All right, I think I'm back. Am I back?
Like every other word.
Yeah, you're back, but you're cutting in and out.
Back. I'm back. Oh. All right. Well, hopefully I stay back and we can. So let's just jump into the Dena conversation. Dena, tell everybody how they would leverage your skills to help build their business.
Yeah, so whether you're, brand new into the real estate investing game or the agent game and just getting started, or you're somebody that owns,
You
a
there? I was in.
multi-million-dollar portfolio, working with the right title company can definitely save you time, help you make a lot more money, and keep your deals on track. Can you guys hear me okay? Give us some feedback in the chat if you can. I've lost Chris's audio a little, but I can definitely hear myself talk.
I'm here and there, so
You're here and there.
let's see what happens here. Looks like Luke's at the office, so all right. Is that better?
Way better.
All right. Sorry, guys. I had a cop. I had a cop right next to me and behind me. Cop next to me. I had to put my phone down real quick.
I was wondering, I'm like, I don't think you walked into your office because it kind of looked like we were seeing like the
No.
underside of your car.
I literally had a cop next to me and behind me. I think they saw me on my. I think they saw me on my Zoom call. So I think that's why they got behind me. But I'm okay. I'm good.
Okay. Well, that's
I'm
most
good,
All right,
guys.
so
important.
Now I'm at my office. Now I'm at my office.
So the funny thing is the Florida internet clearly is the problem here. I'm on my phone and everybody can hear me all right? Yes?
Yeah. You sound good.
Yeah,
No
okay. So
echo.
Yes, sir.
yeah, all right. So the Florida internet is clearly the problem with I had Holly start it. I was in the Bahamas on the phone last week and ran this thing. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have Holly started in a Phoenix location with all the get that office and just Florida because the it just doesn't work. Anyway, back to the conversation at hand. Dena, you wouldn't just start over. Like, tell everybody how to leverage your services if they're in the business or they're already got a semi machine running. What do they got to do next to get you and have you help build their business?
Yeah, I mean, just reach out. It's pretty simple. If you guys are are looking to grow, and you want to figure out what that looks like, I mean, we do, personalized and customized consultations with everybody because everybody's business is different, right? And the way that one person operates is going to be totally different than the way that somebody else operates, right? Like
Yeah.
you and Luke don't run the same kind of show, but behind the scenes, there's different resources that both of your groups leverage that are provided on the title side that have helped you get to where you are today. And, we just keep on growing.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think, obviously some people have probably heard our story before, Dena, but for those people that don't know, Jake and I walked into Dena's office, I don't know, 2015, 2014, so 11 years ago now. And, we literally came in and we were just basically trying to find a way to get leads. And Dena helped provide us with that. And obviously that's what started this long relationship that we've had for the past, 10, 11 years now. So, I mean, if you're not leveraging title companies, you're missing out big time because you would be blown away with how much they can help you out. So definitely make sure that if you do not have a title company that you're working with regularly, that you reach out to Dena because again, you'd be surprised what they can do for you.
Yeah, and I mean, it was like one of the funnest things to see. It's like I got to know you before you had all the babies and before
Yeah,
you
I
and
know.
Sage were married,
I
and
know. I know.
it's been so fun to see you grow. And I'm always like, what's next?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
are we going next on this fun, incredible journey? But it did start, you guys just popped into our office on Rio Salado and you were like, hey, what do we do? I'm like,
Yep.
well, let's look at your docs, let's look at your contracts, let's get all of your entity stuff approved from our corporate admin side,
Yeah.
and then let's get you off to the races with some money to buy some properties, which is where I connected you with Chris, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then we started working on lead lists because you were playing Madden and needed more people to call.
Yeah, it was that. And the other thing was that when we were getting deals, we didn't know where to sell them because obviously, same thing. When you first get in the industry, you don't know anyone yet, and so so Dena connected us with Chris and said, "Hey, this is somebody who can move your properties for you." And so yeah, it was awesome. It obviously completely changed the game for us, and that just goes to show you how. Uh-oh.
Is that me or?
It's mine. Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait, there we go. Off the phone.
All right. Look at that. Now we're good.
Oh, look at you in your headset, ready to rock.
All right. Now I just
All
got
right,
to
so
switch
let's
this
talk.
over.
Let's.
Give me 1 second into the headset, and I'm good.
All right, so let's talk about that lead
Perfect.
list. So people can get lead lists from Fidelity Title, right?
Absolutely.
You can get foreclosure lists, pre-foreclosure lists. What I think there's a 90-day late list or 30-day late list. Some of the other stuff that you provide.
All
So that's
kinds of lead lists. Like if there's something specific that you feel like this is going to be the source of my next deal, whether that's searching for specific surnames or searching for, geographical farming with like predictive analytics on people that are most likely to move, or you want to figure out who to call
Yeah.
around a deal you just bought, or you need some advanced software on comping because you're a little nervous about a price of something, and maybe it's a newer market for you. We have access to the best of the best when it comes to resources.
No question about that. No question about
all
that.
right. So then, like Dina's been working in this business. How long you been in the sales side for Fidelity, Dina?
Almost 11, and I was on
Okay.
the agent side for 10 before that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I got my license in 2004.
All right. So
Man.
Dina, I don't know. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it unfortunately, but it probably for her is because she's like me. She's kind of a little bit of a real estate junkie. But I started with unfortunately, but she is at every networking event every single day. Like, how many days do you think it in a year that you aren't at a networking event that day?
I mean, it's
Christmas and
I
Thanksgiving?
mean, well, no, but even then, I invite, friends and family and clients and neighbors over for holidays too. So it's a very, like at Easter, we had the Shell dolls we did Easter with, who
They're awesome.
so I mean, I guess even when I go on vacation, because I love this business, I love the people in it, and I love surrounding myself with incredible humans. And so it's a rare occasion that I don't have something going on almost every day involving making connections. When I first got started, I set this crazy goal, and I was like, I need to figure out how to be in front of 2,000 people a week, right? And that meant I was out there a lot because I wanted to get my name out there. And it was the opposite of what I did as an agent, because I was kind of like the undercover agent, and I totally didn't do all the networking things. And I realized how much I was missing out. So I put myself
Right.
out there quite a bit. And, every time you go to one of those things, you can make 1, 2, or 3 magic connections that could totally change the trajectory of your future. And for me,
Oh
I
yeah,
love connecting dots. So figuring out, who's in the room that I can connect to who, and what that looks like and how we can help each other grow is what I'm all about.
absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that,
So,
because I mean, I'll go for it, Chris.
yeah, go ahead, Luke. I was just going. So, I mean, to Luke's point, like there was a connection there between Luke and I, but like, not only can Dena help you get the list, when you actually get the deal, she is so well networked throughout this town that she can. Let's just say you had a multifamily deal. She probably can have 5 people that she has in her email list that she could connect you with. Obviously, if you're doing single family, Luke and I do that. But maybe you get a commercial deal. She probably has the top 5 commercial guys that she could reach out to also connect you with. So it's not just like single family residences. It's like she may, she obviously I do hard money, but she probably knows 3 other hard money lenders. So attorneys, all the stuff.
Yep, all of the things. So that's one of the really cool things about working at a well-rounded company like Fidelity too, right? So we service every asset class. So when you're talking local commercial, national commercial, builder, new homes, foreclosures, investors, traditional residential, luxury, middle markets, we service all of it, right? So this morning we did a class on 1031 exchanges and reverse exchanges and how you can leverage those to build your business.
Absolutely. And there's a whole lot that goes into that. That's for sure.
Yes, there is.
We have used 1031s about as much as we possibly could. So 1031s are extremely important in your business when you're trying to, kind of grow.
So what else am I missing, Dena? What else can you help like the new investor or the seasoned guy? I mean, we talk lists, we talk networks. I mean, you make my network look
I
small, I'm
mean,
sure.
investor I don't know. I think we help each other in that regard. But investor-friendly title company, if you are in the
Yes.
investor space, is super important. Somebody that understands how to structure deals for you, it's critical, right? So, like, I get to play matchmaker in the marketing and sales side every day, where I'm like connecting dots for people when they have a hole in their business or when they're trying to get to the next level. But also, I get to play matchmaker on the title side too, and match people up with the right escrow officer for their type of business, which is really, really fun. Um, and that helps a ton because you don't want to put like a square peg in a round hole. So what that means is like we couldn't have like Angel working with a branch that did builder business, right? Or that just worked with all attorneys because they wouldn't understand how to structure multiple assignments or when to do a double escrow based
Yeah.
on something that you need, right? So I love playing matchmaker on that front too. That's a lot of fun.
Something that's big that I want to hit on real quick, and just again with the importance of having an investor friendly title company, is that when you start doing a decent amount of deals, you start working with other people that obviously, if you're buying a deal from somebody else, they might have a title company that they're working with, right? And I cannot tell you how many times we've bought a deal from somebody who is a wholesaler, and obviously they pick their title company, so it is what it is. But we go to move forward with it, and someone on the title company drops the ball, or they blow up the deal in some way. I mean, it could be that they end up telling the seller that there's a new buyer. It could end up being that, they end up trying to kind of, let the buyer know and let the seller know like what the assignment fee is. And like, these are things that do not need to be told. They're things that do not need to happen. And so, when this happens, it gets really frustrating because we've had deals that have ended up being blown up, just based off of a seller finding out like, wait a second, somebody's wholesaling my property, and so that's something that doesn't need to happen. A deal never needs to be lost based on somebody, saying that they're wholesaling a property. So again, if you are with a investor friendly title company like Fidelity, like Dena, it's, those things don't happen. I mean, for doing this for as long as we've been doing it now and how many deals we do per year, the fact that it's never happened with Fidelity, but then every time we seem to go somewhere else to a different title company, something comes up. There's some type of a hiccup. There's some type of a bump in the road. It's, it gets frustrating. And so that's why we also try to push everyone towards Fidelity, because it's like, hey, I would rather not have to deal with this kind of thing and just have the deal go smooth,
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways an escrow officer can blow up a deal if you're in the wrong title company. So let's talk about some of those that you guys have personally experienced. Like, I know one, I think it was like 2 years ago, Chris, for you, it was a deal that you guys couldn't direct to Fidelity, and they disclosed the assignment fee to the seller, right? And
Yep.
basically said, do you realize that you're losing money by selling this house to these people? And what happened there? Let's talk about that one for a sec.
Yeah, no, we ended up getting canceled. I mean, it was a mess. We got cured. We lost earnest money. It was just a mess. I mean, it was, it was, it was probably one of the most frustrating deals. And the seller obviously knew the title agent, and there was no third party. They knew that the title agent was pregnant. She had a leave of absence coming up. It was, oh, here's the disclosure of the assignment fee. Cure notice comes in even before close of escrow, knowing that the title company couldn't, quote unquote, get the structure done and I'm out. I'm done.
It's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and that's like one example of like a deal blowing up. Another one is sending the wrong side of the settlement statement to the wrong
Yes.
person. Has that happened to you at another title company?
Absolutely. And again, like
Yeah.
these are things where title companies are a third party company. They're supposed to basically be a mediator between the buyer and the seller. And so they're not supposed to be there to say, hey, we actually think that you should try to go get more. Or we think that, that you need to be aware of this, of these people selling it. That's not your job. That the job is not to sit there and say, well, we think that you should know this, or we think that you should do this. Because the thing is that when a buyer and a seller agree to terms, they've agreed to it. And I mean, for us, there's something that I'm extremely happy about that I can say is that when we buy a property from somebody, it's always a good finish. Like at the very end, after they've sold it and we've bought it, whether we end up selling it again and wholesaling it, or whether we end up doing the flip ourselves, it doesn't matter, because we've already agreed to the price and they're happy and we're happy. And so, I think sometimes a title company just wants to throw some fuel on the flames for no reason. And that's not something they should be doing.
Absolutely not. And like, how to structure a deal matters, right? Like, if you're doing anything creative or innovations or any of that stuff, it totally matters. And like, even fraud, that's the big F word in the title business, right? It's a big thing, and there are so many things that our company does proactively, on every single transaction, like clockwork,
Right.
to prevent fraud from happening, right? 'Cause there are some bad actors out there.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely some bad actors out there. I spent
Yeah.
I spent 10 minutes on a call with a friend today about a bad actor. So
Yeah, and we are a neutral third party, and we definitely like to work with great partners who are kind to our escrow officers, because they
Yeah.
work very, very hard to make sure that they are following the letter of the contract, and getting everything to the finish line as quickly and collaboratively as they can with all parties, right?
Something we didn't even touch on, that's also an important thing. If you do deals and you do them consistently, they give you investor rates. Okay. So if you're an
Yes.
investor, Fidelity will give you better rates for doing that. So that's another big thing, is that, if you're just going to go to a random title company and you've got your title fees, where it's like, if you're actually, you have a home base of what your title company is, with Fidelity, they give you investor rates, and they're going to say, hey, you're going to get a better deal because you bring all your business to us. And so that saves you so much money in the long run too. So like that's a huge thing.
Yeah, I mean, we did a breakdown for one of our partners about just what they're saving on the title and escrow every month based on their volume, and it was close to $50,000. And that's a filed rate, right, for a discount on both the title and the escrow fee. That is
That's
very
crazy.
significant. Yeah,
That's
I mean, that's a
crazy.
lot of money.
Yeah, there's no question
It's a
about that.
lot of money.
Oh man. Whoa,
Uh-oh, did we
whoa,
lose Chris?
Chris, I feel like he's with us in spirit.
I'm
There he
I'm
is.
here. My phone. I'm on my phone, so it rang. So I
Oh,
had,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm here.
Heck yeah. At least you
All
weren't doing
good.
something dangerous like driving while zooming.
No, it's crazy though. Like Luke's been as part of the intermittent network that I have here in Florida. And so I was in the Bahamas last week, and like I said, I had Holly just started from our office, and I had a great, but I was just on my phone, and so I had Holly started again, thinking that would cure the Florida, but my house just must have the worst internet in the country, but it's just so I'm just at my phone using good old fashioned Verizon, over the network, and I- I'm better these last 20 minutes than I was the first five for sure, right?
Chris, we know that's just a default background, and you're actually on the beach in the Bahamas right now.
I wish.
You can't fool us.
No, that's a real background picture.
I
All
like
right.
that piece of artwork behind you. It's not a
Heck yeah.
shark or anything, but it's pretty
Well,
cool.
Dina, how do they get a hold of you? What's the best way? Tell us all the favorites.
Yeah, so you can email phxreia at fnf.com, or you can use my name, Dena, Dena.Jones at fnf.com. And if you want me to help you play matchmaker for an escrow officer that can help you and service your transactions, I would love to do that. If you're looking for marketing support, ideas, strategies, dot connecting, the next event, I am definitely your girl here in Arizona.
Absolutely. And guys, just something again, real quick, is that I can attest to literally from where we started to when we met Dina, and then when Dina connected us with Chris. I mean, the drastic jumps that you take from making these connections. I mean, it's you are if you don't make these connections, you are losing so much time in energy of trying to make these connections and trying to do the things to get to where you want to be. Where again, if you just actually connect with the people that are already doing it, connect with the people that can put the people, in your lap of what you're looking for, it is a world of difference. And so again, Dina, you probably shaved off years and years and years of energy and everything that we would have wasted. So, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well,
Well, if
I
you
learned
watched
from you
our
guys too.
Well, if you watched our video on any of the Facebook or the YouTube, obviously comment, like, subscribe. Dina, we appreciate you jumping on as always.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And we have to do a shameless plug for the next Phoenix Re-Up meetup too.
Yes, we are going to do the Young Guns Phoenix Ria. That is the 20th of May at Orange Tree Country Club before we stop the live events. There's going to be some lunch and learns and some golf events over the summer, but it'll be the last one until September for the actual ones at the country club.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. I just had 5 of the panelists at my office yesterday. The 6th one is in Singapore. So we've got Alex Hernandez and Alan Martinez, the PHS Home Buying Group. We have Matthew Justice, Kyle Allen, and we have the Traina brothers, Dylan and Brandon, that are all going to be part of that Young Guns panel. These guys are about 4 years in the business, between 3 and 4 years each. They all got started with absolutely no money in real estate investing. In fact, we're going to share some pretty funny stories about how they did get started and how they are closing a lot of deals every month. I think Matt's averaging about 20 deals a month right now. Kyle is investing in a lot of flips, and all of these guys are really, they want to help other people get a leg up to figure out, how they got started and some tips and tricks. So we hope we can have you join us at 4:30 on Tuesday, November 20th, 2 weeks from today.
May 20th,
Awesome.
right?
May 20th. Yes,
May
May 20th. Yes, May 20th at 4:30 at Orange Tree.
Love it.
Appreciate you, Dena.
Yes, thank you guys. Have an awesome day.
Absolutely.
You too.
We'll see ya.